I'm really excited about all of these inductees tonight, but this next one has special meaning to me because he doesn't even know this. But he was a year ahead of me in high school, and I had the biggest crush on him. Honestly, I did. And he probably is racking his brain trying to remember exactly who I even was in high school. Do you have any idea, Walter? It's okay. You can say you don't. It's okay. He probably doesn't. It was Billion, Susan Billion. Yeah, you know, you're saying you know. Nice fake. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about the amazing Walter Johnson, who was just an unbelievable role model to all of us in the high school. He was an amazing athlete. He was the captain of the track team. He played football, indoor track, outdoor track. He was in the class, as I mentioned, of 1966. Three-sport athlete, and in football, we'll start there. Walter Johnson was an offensive end and defensive back, and according to a recent account, the hardest hit he ever got was in a practice one day when he and Richard Crossman both missed blocks and hit each other. It was in track, both indoor and outdoor, that Walter Johnson was a true Hall of Fame performer. He mostly competed in the high hurdles, the high jump, and the relays in both indoor and outdoor track, setting numerous records, and he was captain of the indoor team his senior year. Walter Johnson had one record performance in the 45-yard indoor high hurdles when he ran a time of 5.9 seconds while competing in the Class B state championship meet. That time not only gave him the Class B state championship, it also tied the Class B state meet record and set a new record at Natick High School. In one outdoor meet alone, he set the high jump record with a jump of 6 feet 2 1/2 inches, and then went on to set the record for the 120-yard high hurdles with a time of 14.75 seconds. Walter Johnson again won the Class B state championship during the outdoor season, and this time it was for the outdoor high hurdles. Walter Johnson's other record was in the 1280-yard relay when he and his fellow relay teammates ran a time of 2 minutes, 28.4 seconds. For his accomplishments in track, Walter Johnson was presented, among others, the Norman Randall Award for Most Valuable Track Man for the indoor season, the Alfred E. Hoy Trophy for the Most Valuable Member of the Outdoor Track Team, and he was voted the best all-around athlete and given the award at Natick High School his senior year. The 2015 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, ladies and gentlemen, from the class of 1966, Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson, from the class of 1966, was a three-sport athlete at Natick High School: football in the fall, indoor track during the winter, and outdoor track during the spring. In football, Walter Johnson was an offensive end and defensive back, and according to a recent account, the hardest hit he ever got was in practice one day when he and guard Richard Crossman both missed blocks and hit each other. It was in track, both indoor and outdoor, that Walter Johnson was a true Hall of Fame performer. He mostly competed in the high hurdles, the high jump, and the relays in both indoor and outdoor track, setting numerous records, and was captain of the indoor track team his senior year. Walter Johnson had one record performance in the 45-yard indoor high hurdles when he ran a time of 5.9 seconds while competing in the Class B state championship meet. That time not only gave him the Class B state championship, it also tied the Class B state meet record and set a new record at Natick High School. In one outdoor meet alone, he set the high jump record with a jump of 6 feet 2 1/2 inches, and then went on to set the record for the 120-yard high hurdles with a time of 14.75 seconds. Walter Johnson again won the Class B state championship during the outdoor season. This time, it was for the outdoor high hurdles. Walter Johnson's other record was in the 1,280-yard relay when he and his fellow relay teammates ran a time of 2 minutes, 28.4 seconds. For his accomplishments in track, Walter Johnson was presented the Norman Randall Award for Most Valuable Trackman for the indoor season, the Alfred E. Hoey Trophy for Most Valuable Member of the Outdoor Track Team, and was voted the Best All-Around Athlete Award at Natick High School his senior year. 2015 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee from the class of 1966, Walter Johnson.
Wow. This is pretty good for a guy who, thanks. Spent all but 2.5 years of my public school life living in Framingham. Natick was not the place I wanted to be. I came my freshman year, and believe me, I did not want to be here. But I was befriended by a fellow named Keith Flumier, and his friendship lasted through high school. Unfortunately, he lost his life in Vietnam. But because of him, I got involved with sports, and I met some fantastic teammates, incredible coaches. I see some sons of those coaches. Dan Bennett had a great influence. He always said, whether it was on the football field or on the track, that this could be a means to an end for you or any of the people on the teams. Bob Whalen, who I have tried time to time in my life to model myself after things that he did, was a tremendous influence on my life. My senior year during the football season, unfortunately, his wife died. And as a team captain, I went to a service, and he stood and shook my hand, and he looked into my eyes and said, "It's time I practice what I preach." 17-year-old kid, I wasn't sure what he meant, so I said, "Yeah," and I left. 3 days later, on the football field, making us push the sled and knock each other down, he was back yelling, "Get up, get up, get up. Come on, do it again, get up." And I understood. And I've tried my best to do those things throughout my life. And in Natick, it's not just the teams who are champions, I think. I think it's the people of Natick who are champions. They champion the cause of the students and the athletes. When we moved back to Framingham, there were many people who helped me stay in Natick. I see members of family who said I could live with them if need be. And I actually stayed with the Adamson family for a while so that I could stay in Natick. 2 of the inductees of the team were part of that family. They were little kids. There was a writer for the Natick Bulletin, Charles Chick Welch, who somehow managed to finagle things so that I could stay in Natick. Chick always said that I was going to go to college, and somehow he made that happen. So I need to thank all of those people. And the championing of my cause, I think of it, the people in Natick, not only through high school but beyond high school, looked after me in my education, my physical development, and I think my emotional development. Years after high school, my father passed away, and a good friend of mine is here, and his family, Mr. and Mrs. Beliveau, came to my father's funeral service. They didn't know him. but they were there. They were Natick people there championing my cause. And I really appreciate what Natick has done for me. So I do want to thank the committee for finding the things that I did worthy of induction. I'd have to thank Pat Kryzak, who is a teammate I met up with at our 40th reunion, and she has now become the love in my life and is going to share my waning years. Yes, sorry, Susan. So there are lots of people to thank for this, and I truly, truly do appreciate being included in this illustrious group. One of my favorite memories from high school was beating Ringe Tech indoors. I think that team actually put the little town of Natick on the track map because we moved up from small division to a big division. And we beat them by 2 or 3 points. And one of the key events in that meet was the 1,000 yards, won by a young sophomore named Tom Brenneman, who's sitting here. And he has been the champion for many students and athletes here at Natick High School. So I thank you all.